Bethesda has finally announced a release date for both Nuka World on Tour DLC and Season 11. Meanwhile, Legacy Weapons could return to the PTS considering the latest developments. It's news time. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. I'm back with another round of exciting news, starting with the release date for the Nuka World on Tour DLC as well as Season 11, both coming live in early December with plenty of new content to explore. Meanwhile, I gathered evidence which suggests Legacy Weapons could stay as they are in the live servers. Moreover, Bethesda has activated a new challenge-based event, call to action, and disabled a really buggy daily mission and fixed more login issues. There's also new dupes live, sadly, one for power armor and another one for ammo. As you can see, there's plenty of news to go over. So let's make haste and go over the details. Great news! The Nuka World on Tour DLC is arriving sooner than expected. After all, this major update has been scheduled for winter 2022 since the beginning of this year with the ongoing content calendar. But Bethesda now decided to release the new content way ahead of time. In the latest Inside the Vault article, it was disclosed that the Nuka World on Tour is arriving on December 6th, a Tuesday, several weeks ahead of the beginning of the winter season, which makes a lot of sense since they are introducing a lot of new content, such as a new boss, new public events, new activities, and over 100 new free rewards. This way, players get a chance to experience all the new additions during the entire Christmas and New Year holidays. Anyhow, Bethesda decided to focus on two major new features in their article by briefly introducing the new ammo storage box for Fallout First members, which basically works like the scrap box, but this time it's exclusive, dedicated to ammo storage. Yep, you will be able to stash infinite amounts of ammo starting in December 6. Another feature Bethesda highlights is the free cam mode, where players can detach their building viewpoint from their characters and better build, go wild. This option is extremely handy for large item placements or building the structure of a new camp. It's not that great for small building or decoration though, at least in my experience. Anyway, Bethesda also released a new dev dive video where lots of news are presented if you are not up to date with the ongoing public test content. They basically tease some of the new content coming and disclose some of the new free rewards. Let me show you a small clip.
Sure, and not just the Titan itself, but rewards are really scattered throughout this update. Playing the events, even playing in the new arcade. We've got a bunch of new, unique named legendary weapons that have some very cool visuals that go with them too. Some themed ones like the Love Tap, which is a heart-covered submachine gun that you can get from playing the Tunnel of Love. We've also got the actual props himself from throughout Nuka World, including some of the actual stands from the Nuka Cade, so you can play those games back in your camp. We went through all this effort to build Nuka World only to really allow players to get all the pieces and build an even cooler version of it in their camp. So I look forward to seeing that.
The link to the article and this dev dive is below the video in case you want to check it out. There's lots of juicy stuff there if, as I said, you haven't played or followed the news on the Nuka World PTS. Anyhow, the fourth and last DLC of 2022 is almost here. We are a few weeks ahead of it. So mark your calendar, December 6th it is, the date where 76 will welcome the Nuka World Carnival. Well, as per usual with the release of every DLC, a new season will go live too on the same exact day. In this case, it will all happen on December 6th, which differs slightly from the previous two seasons' release by 1 week. Now, besides the data-mined versions of Season 11 Scoreboard, as you can see here, which look like this square board, Bethesda has also revealed the appearance of the Season 11 Scoreboard in-game. First of all, this new season is fully dedicated to the Nuka World on Tour, as the board name leaves no doubts. It's right in sync with the DLC's theme, and it will bring dozens of new items related to Nuka-Cola and Nuka World. But that's not everything. According to lead designer Don Edgerton, Season 11 will also introduce new themed tracks for the pirate radio, featuring something very special.
Yeah, we love the new Nuka World on Tour Carnival, but we're also big fans of the OG theme park, which we're showcasing for this season's Scoreboard. With that, there's also a new set of radio dramas for Pirate Radio and the upcoming Scoreboard, showcasing various hijinks around Nuka World and encounters with the dastardly Vim Vader.
Alright, now I know I haven't created a Season 11 overview video yet, and that's because there's at least 10 new rewards missing in the game file still, so I have been waiting to see if Bethesda will finish them, or if they will end up discarding them as cut content. Still, I'm giving you a small preview here of what to expect with these screenshots. And yes, they are all for Season 11 rewards. I would say that about 80% of the new items coming are fully dedicated to the Nuka World on tour. And there's some really interesting stuff coming, such as a Nuka bathtub, or a tree swing. There's even a new building kit, a new Nuka collection, and plenty of Nuka decor to choose from. In fact, there's a new ally coming with a very intriguing Nuka Cola background and lots of new buffs. Stay tuned for that one in the next videos. If you are a huge fan of Nuka stuff, then let me tell you, my friends, you're going to be delighted to the core. It will make you feel like you're in heaven, literally. Alright, now let's go over the topic of the hour. Legacy weapons are getting neutralized with the upcoming DLC, at least according to the latest content in the Nuka World public test servers. If you are not familiar with the matter, I highly recommend you to watch my previous news video, where I explained the legacy mod fix / change in depth. Now for this new segment, I want to share my recent findings on the matter, and also to let the inner reporter in myself to go free and wild, which opens the possibility of a legacy weapon return. And no, this is not 100% factual, but it's a theory backed up by many facts I came across. So I would say that the chance for Bethesda to bring back legacy weapons as they were is about 50-50. And before you jump to the wrong conclusions or accuse me of speculation, let me explain my discoveries, or the pieces of the puzzle. All in all, Bethesda basically added a new piece of code that removed all the legacy weapon legendary effects. As such, the weapons remain in-game, but now without the effects that used to make them legacy. Here are 3 examples of the same exact legacy weapons: a Gatling plasma, an auto laser rifle, and a Tesla. I am adding the before and after versions of the same weapons. As you can see, with the Nuka World DLC, such weapons lost their legacy effects, in this case, the explosive legendary effect for energy weapons. Now, what you might not be aware of yet is the fact that this new piece of code, meant to neutralize legacy and hacked weapons, has heavy side effects. Yes, it is disrupting many other weapons, and it's not intended on the slightest. For instance, all named weapons lost most of their legendary effects, as shown here. I browsed over my stashed named weapons, and yeah, they are pretty useless now, with just one effect, if any at all. But to make things worse, this issue, error, or bug is not affecting wholly old named weapons. And no. If you acquire new ones, as I did in the past days, as soon as you log off, they will lose their legendary effects again. So it's like named weapons are too bugged to keep their own legendary effects. It's like something is instantly removing them as soon as you refresh the system. But there's more. Some normal weapons are also being affected. For example, I saw reports on how the Enclave plasma rifle, Cultist Dagger, and Auto Axe also lost their effects, even though they are not legacy, hacked, or named weapons. Clearly, there's a major error in their weapons system now that can affect or remove legendary effects from all sorts of weapons, not just hacked and legacy, as it was initially planned. Now, I'm no developer, but this issue looks very complex and difficult to address. So if all efforts fail, the only solution left is to bring the weapon system back to normal and to restore the entire system, thus removing this new piece of code, which would ultimately bring back legacy weapons as we know them. If you pair this possibility with the fact that Bethesda tends to take the easiest path when things get ugly and are pretty much a hassle to fix, then the chances for a system restore to happen sort of duplicate here. Anyhow, I have a few more findings to increase the odds. Yesterday, November 16, Bethesda announced a new patch for the PTS, which should feature a change for the illegal weapon mods removal. No details were provided, and this statement is as vague as it could be, but again, there's a chance this new change is nothing more, nothing less than a system restoration. It could also be a fix for the named weapons too, yes, but the first option is not entirely out of the table. Plus, the dev team ran into issues already while trying to implement this new patch, as community Lady Devon confirmed, which again suggests whatever fix they plan to do is not working as intended. Meanwhile, I have spotted some suspicious comments from Bethesda moderators, as if they know exactly what's coming when asked if the legacy weapon fix is really set in stone as a permanent change. The staff members are now answering with no, things can change in the public test, or player feedback can generate various outcomes, or even things are in the testing phase, so it's not in its final state. Now, I have been covering every single 76 PTS in the past, and I can't recall this sort of comment from Bethesda's part until this very moment, which makes their behavior highly suspicious in my view, as if they already know what devs intend to do, as in bringing back legacy weapons. Also, I want to mention that major changes in the PTS tend to stick as they are first introduced. If anything changes at all, well, it's usually very minor things like small fixes. Actually, the only major feature that I can recall which was removed from a playtest was the 4 stars legendary system. It's not something they often do, so why would staff members claim so vividly that PTS things can change all of a sudden? Moving forward, the feedback about his legacy weapon neutralization has been quite mixed and divided from the community's part. I saw a lot of positive opinions so far. I even made a poll in my YouTube's community tab, and from over 2,700 votes, 67% of you voted in favor of this change. However, in social media, I have seen an exceptional amount of negative feedback, like these comments, suggesting that Bethesda should have fixed or balanced the system instead of simply removing the legacy effects, which in theory, it's the easiest path to code fix it. So I don't think there's a consensus here or a predominant opinion on the matter. Now, I don't work for Bethesda, so I don't know what data are they looking at since the legacy weapon fix went live on the PTS, but if they have received an exceptional amount of backlash, such as constructive feedback or even a high number of membership cancellations, that would definitely make them think twice. Money usually speaks louder than words when it comes to such drastic content changes. If by any chance this is the case, then the logical approach here is to undo things before it's too late, before it reaches the official servers. But even then, after all of this, the return of legacy weapons is not 100% sure. I tried my best to stay neutral while disclosing my findings, which in my view suggests there is a 50-50 chance for a weapon system restoration to take place. So please do yourself a favor and don't get your expectations too high for the moment. It can happen, yes, there is a slight possibility, yes, especially if Bethesda can't find a way to fix all these harsh new bugs resulting from the legacy weapon fix. Anyhow, the return of legacy weapons is not official either, so don't celebrate ahead of time. Maybe it's just that, a logical path which could end up happening, or not really. But still, I wanted to share my research and theory with you guys. Do let me know what you think about all of this in the comment section below. Moving forward, don't forget Bethesda enabled a new challenge-based event called Call to Action, which is basically a new event dedicated to the pit, in part. I have already covered the mechanics in great detail in this short guide. For the sake of this new segment, I'm going to make it quite short. This challenge event has unique rewards, which depends on the completion of 2 weeklies, also dependent on daily challenge completion. No news here, it's how all the challenge-based events work. For this one, you basically need to unlock the red upper free paint for the auto axe from the atomic shop. If it doesn't show up on the featured tab, then check the skins and then weapons. Next, head to a weapons workbench, mod your auto axe, which is part of Season 10 free rewards, and voila, you're good to go. Head inside the pit and take down the nasty trogs or fanatics, or adventure into Appalachia to take down some robots, insects, or super mutants. The daily challenges will vary over time according to the game files, so keep an eye on your daily tasks. You need to complete 5 Call to Axe dailies to complete each weekly, So in total, you need to do 10 dailies over 2 weeks to unlock the new rewards, which is a cosmetic set consisting of the Fanatic Stalker outfit and helmet. Here's a small showcase in case you're wondering how does it look like. It's a pretty weird costume, as I commented in the past in the respective guide. That metal bar in front of your face just doesn't convince me, not at all. It looks pretty weird, but if you take the helmet off, the outfit is pretty decent with all these different parts. But as I usually say, each one to their own taste. Plus, it's free stuff, so why not gather it? Now, if you watched my latest news, you are probably familiar with a new issue at the Toxic Valleys Lake, where dozens, if not hundreds of Marlooks can spawn at once. And the origin of this mystery is behind the daily mission Pass the Bucket. Right now in the live servers, each spawn barrel was triggering abnormal spawn rates for Marlooks. Instead of just a few, it was spawning dozens of them, which, as you can imagine, is not really intended. It's as if the spawn rates are all being multiplied in the area. Even attempting to pick up the barrel takes multiple clicks, as you can see. As a result, in public servers, you could often find swarms of creatures plaguing the area like a true display of horror. It's as if you come across the entire population of Marlooks in the entire server all at once. It's pretty scary. Even though this is a heavy bug, some players manage to use it as an exploit, like server jumping non-stop to farm insane amounts of experience. As such, Bethesda decided to disable this daily mission for the time being, and until the team can properly address the situation as announced. Until then, players will have to go on without this daily. During this week, login issues have returned to many players in the Wasteland. Instead of the typical game crashes or random disconnects though, the issue involved a specific error, the famous failed to download tile config from the title storage. The problem got so bad that Bethesda decided to address the issue internally. As far as I know, the hotfix did not require any downloads or downtime, and everything seems to be back to normal, as Community Lady Devon confirmed. Next in line, I have a small update regarding the named weapon bug in the public test servers. According to Bethesda, this change is not intended, and it's a side effect of the legacy weapon fix, as they have been repeatedly confirmed over the week. But now, it seems like they might have figured out the source of the problem. A senior quest designer Coral confirmed the team believes they have something in the works to solve this particular problem. Let's hope that's the case, but only time will tell for sure. So let's sit back and await the results of the upcoming updates. The next segments are rather unpleasant to discuss, but it seems like Bethesda has some new homework to do, as new duplication exploits seem to be live according to different 76 cheating groups. One of them is about a new way to duplicate all types of power armor, including atomic shop painted parts. I'm not here to promote exploits, so naturally I have cut off all the steps and details on how to replicate the glitch. However, it is clear that another new method was discovered and it's currently live. But what's truly concerning here is the fact that to successfully perform this duplication glitch, cheaters have to crash the servers and get everyone there disconnected in the process. Otherwise, it won't work, as in the glitch won't duplicate anything. As such, I hope Bethesda looks into the matter, else I'm afraid we are going to experience another wave of server crashes, disconnects, and all sorts of unpleasant server issues in the very near future. Another major exploit that caught my attention this week is about ammo duplication. This one seems to have been in the secrets of the gods for a while. In fact, a few users pointed out this is more like a hack, so I'm not sure how to call it exactly. Moreover, some cheaters are keeping the methods to themselves until the Nuka World on Tour releases. It's when the ammo storage box gets introduced. It's like a match made in heaven then. I mean, Bethesda adds an infinite ammo storage stash, and suddenly cheaters reveal how to dupe any ammo type. So you don't just get to produce insane amounts of ammo, you also get to store it with no limits, all at once. Oh my goodness. It sounds like disaster prompt to happen. It's like lurking in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to strike. I hope Bethesda will be able to tackle this one down before it gets out of hand. Lastly, here's a friendly reminder that double mutations and double rewards daily ops are live from today, November 17, until next Monday, November 21. It's a great chance to get double benefits from this activity, which is always a constant in our lives, courtesy of daily and weekly challenges. That's the only active community event for this weekend, alongside the freshly released Call to Action challenge event. Well, that's all the news for now, and the random bug of this video is the weapon holding bug, where characters suddenly learn to equip weapons and just go around flapping their hands and weapons as if they were holding nothing. Thankfully, this is just a funny visual bug which can give you some amazing laughs, all for free. I totally recommend, especially because the affected player cannot see it usually. It's only for you. Anyway, that's everything for now. I want to leave a note though. I noticed some of you guys have been wondering how am I showing legacy weapon footage when I claim not to own any legacies. And the answer is very simple. A friend of mine borrowed me a few for a couple of weeks. Thanks, Misha, by the way, for doing so. That's how I managed to record footage using legacy weapons. Well then, mystery solved, I would say. Thank you for watching. I am Marta Branco. Stay tuned for more news soon. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And as always, a huge shout out to all my members and patrons. Time to wrap things up. I will see you all very, very soon in the next one. Until then, take care. Adios. Bye bye.